Right. Let's go ahead and get some music going. And then make sure my stream is good on everything here. Yeah, YouTube is good. Twitch is good. Okay. Let's just go and pause these two. Kick. Let's see. What is this? Token not found? What does that even mean? Alright. Everything looks pretty good here. Let's I don't know what that means when it says token not found. Okay. Wait, what? Bro, what? Oh. Clip command working. Nice. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in, welcome, welcome. Did I set something here? No, I shouldn't have. No. Okay, so we had a little bit of a gap down, is what it seems. It was a tiny gap. They've been coming up ever since. We're above VWAP here. Previous day low is below. We don't really have that big of a gap to fill between PDH and PDL. And we are above VWAP. We're pretty trendy, bullish direction right now. I would not be surprised if this actually goes higher. Yes, and I do believe this is Friday. Yeah, this is Friday because we had the weekend. We were very bearish, came below previous day low and below VWAP. We were just trending downwards for the entirety of that time until market close. Um, let me make sure I have. Yeah, okay. So we have about almost an hour and 30 until market opens, so we got a long way to go. Um, I'm hoping nothing but good comes out of this week here. Last week was not a good week. Well, for me, it wasn't. For everybody else, it was. In terms of trading, of course. Hopefully this week I can get ahead a little bit. Um, so yeah. We are pretty bullish. And I did hear that this week we do have some very heavy news regarding tariffs. So I wonder how that's going to play out. Today is Monday. We had CPI month over month at 1:30 a.m. But all day today is a bank holiday, which is wonderful. Trading on a bank holiday. Tomorrow it looks like we have some pretty heavy news. I'm just gonna make sure of when's our next tier 1 news event. Tier 1 news. So on August 1st, that already passed. August 12th, we have US CPI, which is, that'll be around 7:30. Won't be in the market at that time. And then August 20th, we have FOMC minutes. Okay, not bad. What is this?
It turns out you can't trade the S&P 500 on the fucking weekends. How does the stock market even take a break? Who is telling it to stop? Is somebody in charge of it? I don't think so. I gotta make money every single day on this grind to 10 million. I don't have time to take the weekends off. And they're trying to prey on my downfall. Big boss man upstairs, the Illuminati, said, bring, bring. Togi's full porting too much. He's gonna take all the money. Shut it off on the weekends. So I don't know. That's total fucking horseshit. Total bunch of ridiculousness.
Let's see here. $230,000 payout. This is the thing with having consistency. I mean, because over time you want to just build wealth, but you know, I guess people do it their own ways too. Like, they'll just build the account. Maybe it was on a live account, but $230,000 in a single month is actually kind of crazy. Gosh, bro. If people would really watch this goofball that are in the funded chat, I do not have faith in people. Alright, but that pretty much does it for that news. Unless if we have news coming out today, I highly doubt it though. Gosh. Alright. Hopefully we get a win today. Looking forward to a win. So yeah, I heard this week around like April, what was it? 8th? Wait. No, it's like April 7th or 8th that the tariffs will be on pause. So obviously that's going to be really big for the market. Really big. So it looks like today might be a trendy day. Just make sure everything's good there. Looks like we definitely bounced off the VWAP a couple times. Almost bounced here. We are coming down a little bit here. It looks like tomorrow we have some pretty heavy news. Wednesday we only have orange folder news. Thursday we have really heavy news. Lots of red folders, one orange folder. And Friday's like a mixture. Some heavy news, some lightly heavy news. So this week looks pretty packed overall, except for today. Of course, today is like a... Today had some news, one little red folder, but all day is a bank holiday. It's crazy. What is this?
It's so funny because everyone tries to scale their prop firm account. With prop firms, it's all a game. It's like they only care when you lose. So what you have to do is the exact opposite. You have to focus on actually taking as much money out as possible. That's why I risk a lot on the challenges, because the price of the challenges, I can make it back in one payout. So I don't mind blowing 2. When I get funded, I know that I'm going to get a payout. So everyone is trying to scale their funded accounts while I'm just trying to make money with the funded accounts. It's so funny because everyone tries to scale their prop firm account.
That is pretty true, but I do wonder what he means when he says, like, cause like, scale is in multiple accounts, or scale one account. Let's see here.
What happens inside your brain 30 minutes after eating eggs? What's growing inside your brain?
I just made $600 in 7 minutes trading crypto. Here's how I did it step by step using
Crypto?
this 1 minute scalping strategy, so you can do the same thing any time of day. You don't have to wait for market opens. You don't have to wait for night. You don't have to wait for morning, whatever.
Alright.
Now at Scooter's Coffee, try the all-new sparkling floats.
Alright, let's react to this video right here. I just saw this on my suggested, and opened it in a new window. Let's see what this has to entail.
Whatever time zone you're in, this strategy works no matter what. Let's get into it.
Pretty hard to believe, but we'll see.
Today we are
The 1 minute scalping strategy. Wait, this 1 minute scalping strategy works every day. Stupid, simple, and proven. And it has to do with crypto too. Crypto is just a market that, like, it's very it's just very hard to deal with. It's very, very unpredictable at times. Every market has its own behavior, and so when people say to me a stupidly simple and proven strategy for crypto market, it's kind of like, but we'll see.
covering a quick 1 minute scalping strategy that's leading me to some of these profits. I'm going to tell you the 5 things I really look out for when I am trading, and these happen. I would say you can trade this setup any time of day. There's certain specific things we're looking for, right? But this doesn't have to be on market opens. This could be in the afternoons. This could be late at night. Whatever time zone you are playing, this can work for. So you'll see this trade we took this morning at 8:46 a.m. to 8:50 a.m. was about 7 minutes long. Okay. So I'm going to cover this trade.
Dang, a 7-minute long trade for $600 too. A 70% gain is crazy, but hey, I mean, I don't know. With what I trade, it's kind of the same way. I mean, I kind of think of how I trade the same way. Um, but dang, 70% gain, 7 minutes. That's crazy.
Trade quickly, and these are the exact setups I am taking.
Oh no, dude. Please don't tell me that's what I think it is in the crypto market. Please don't tell me that's what I think it is. Bro. Is she using fair value gaps in the crypto market?
Every day that leads to these type of profits where you can get in and out of plays pretty quickly.
Okay, I know it when I see it. That is definitely fair value gaps in the crypto market. Yo, that is yo.
And there are 5 things we are actually looking for when we're getting in a play and getting out and taking those profits. Okay. So step number 1 here, we're going to move to the daily time frame on TradingView. If you are a little confused about how to use TradingView, I do have a TradingView guide on my channel for you guys. So feel free to click the link up above or below to view that video. But here you can see we're going to mark the previous candle here. So this is the previous day high and low candle. Now, why are we marking this area?
Okay, I actually like this part. Um, aside from the fair value gap boxes, I think she has like an indicator for that. Um, I think she has like some sort of indicator because I remember when I used to trade the same way, and I had fair value gap indicators on my TradingView chart that would mark it out for me. Um, yeah, no. See, trading FVGs on everybody makes their own money in different ways, so it is what it is. But trading FVGs and regular stocks and futures is one thing, but trading it in crypto is crazy, bro. Come on now.
A lot of times,
But I do like what she's doing here. Previous day high, previous day low. This right here would work in crypto 100%. If you mark out previous day high and previous day low and you see where price is going for the day, it will work. Trust me, it will.
you're going to see with price, it'll fluctuate, either come back to retest this white line and maybe bounce higher up, right? We're clearly
Exactly. Literally what I just said. She said it. She said basically what I just said. So that's really the basis of marking out ranges, like for previous day high, low, orb, all that other stuff. It's not what you think it is. It's not. It really is that simple. It's really that simple. It just when you mark it out, it's price range, it's price action, pure price action. You wait for price to move in either direction. If you know it's going to move higher, it's going to retest over the top. The high, price is going to move higher if it goes lower, etc., etc.
getting in a nice solid uptrend here. Or we could come back through, maybe we completely resist it, touch it at the bottom again, and maybe come back to the middle or down to this previous day low. So you're going to see that throughout the day, depending on what levels you mark. So second step, we are actually going to move to the minute time frame. Now, what we're looking for on the minute time frame here.
Okay, pretty controversial take. I don't know if I agree too much with the 1 minute time frame, but like I said, everybody trades differently, so I mean, it is what it is. The minute time frame is good to get plenty of trades in one day. Because like, you know, whatever confluences you have, you'll see more of on the 1 minute time frame. Just because it's such a noisy time frame. But obviously if you go in higher time frames, it eliminates more of that noise. So it's just like it gives less trades in a day, depending on how you trade overall over a span. But I do think everybody trades differently, so making money in the 1 minute time frame you can definitely do.
Is we are looking for a change of character. So this was actually taken this morning. I'm not sure when this video is coming out, but this was taken around 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning here. So you'll see here is actually our previous day high. Look how many times it retested that line perfectly, just hitting it, bouncing it. Even here, came up.
Okay, I see what she's doing. She's using the previous day high as support and resistance. Very good. Not sure yet why she has fair value gaps on her chart. I guess that's gonna come into play later, but using every other confluence that she's using right now, like I think I see, is that a moving average or is that VWAP? That might be a moving average. All these moving averages, VWAP, like all this stuff is really normal to be using in crypto, but like fair value gaps now. I mean, fair value gaps were known as imbalances in the pit era. So like all these ICT concepts are being taken, these terms are being taken, these old terms are being taken and used in other fashions just to sell a course to people. And I mean, I'm gonna say what people say nowadays. I guess I'm hip to the slang. You know, everybody who buys this course and you know learns all this stuff, like you guys are literally the method. Um, and that's just sad. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, everybody learns differently, and you can make money with it if you learn it the right way and you implement the right tools. So I mean, it is what it is, but I'm not gonna lie, like using imbalances in crypto is crazy.
Up to the bottom, touched it, came back down, bottom, down, up. It's continuously retesting this line. These are why we mark these areas out, okay? Because we want to see price fluctuate around that area. So if we go back to the AM here, the next thing we are actually looking for, and I'm just going to do bar replay here. So this is the time frame I was looking at here, right? I usually hop on around 8:15, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, and I'm looking to do maybe 1 to 3 trades per session. I don't want to be over trading. I don't want to be trading all day long, which
That's a good plan to keep. 1 to 3 trades per wait, did she just say per session? I don't know how the sessions work in crypto, but if I'm thinking sessions from futures, that's actually kind of insane. 1 to 3 trades per session, that would be insane. Maybe she means just like New York session, but I don't know how it works in crypto, so I wouldn't be able to know. But that's pretty crazy if it's like per session and there's multiple sessions per you know throughout the day. I just take 1 trade per day. That's it, and that's only for 1 session. I don't take trades during any other session. I just take 1 trade per day, and that's it. But hey, it is what it is.
leads to overtrading and usually a loss of money. If I get my 1 win in per session, I am good to go. That
True.
is plenty enough for me. Okay, I don't need to be giving my money back to the market. So I would say that's per session. Now, if I lost my first trade, I may try for a second trade to either break even or hopefully be in profit for that day if we are maintaining our risk reward ratios.
Get 30 protein sticks for just $36. That's only $1.20 each. Here are 3
Okay.
Protein sticks.
But that's about as many trades as I'm willing to take per session. morning, afternoon, or night, whatever time I have blocked out for that hour, 2 hour long period. Okay. So now you'll see our previous day high here. It already kind of retested it once. But if we go ahead and play it forward here, the next step, we are looking for a change of character. If you don't know what a change of character is, it's very important in trading. It can signal a change in the direction of the trend, meaning instead of this general uptrend we have going, we could create a down.
Bro, is she talking about what I think she's talking about? Gosh, dude.
Downtrend and a pullback here. So we had a general uptrend here, then we had a downtrend, then we had an uptrend, then we had a downtrend. And throughout all these time periods, because you're scalping on the 1 minute time frame, you can take longs, you can take shorts, you can take longs, you can take shorts. And this is all throughout one day. Okay. So the next step, we are looking for that change of character. I do have a more in-depth video on changes of character down below or up above if you are interested in learning more.
I failed at trading until I knew this market structure and SMC. Oh no, dude. See, market structure is a really good thing to know, but why are we applying these concepts, bro? Like, the fact that, like, it's just like, it just totally, like, wipes out the title. Like, stupid simple and proven. Stupid simple is supposed to be stupid simple. When you apply these concepts and terms from other people of that nature that has changed them in their own way, it makes things more complex. My gosh.
More about that. Or if you are confused about how to find those changes of character, there is Lux Algo Smart Money Concepts. So I used to use this a lot in the beginning, but
Oh boy.
you can just type in Smart Money Concepts SMC by Lux Algo and it should pop up. So you'll notice here on the 1 minute, we have a lot of changes of character, change of character. We have a break of structure, which is BOS. So this kind of signals once you get a change of character, a break of structure, that we're going for longs here on the way up. Now, as soon as this trend starts to end, we are next looking for that change of character possibly to the downside, okay? If not, we could continue with our longs here, right? We will go ahead.
But this is the thing. Why do we need chachas and bosses and, like, bro? You can literally just look at it with your eyes and know. Like, if you teach something, if I taught something like this to anybody else, a young kid, like, they would know by just by looking at it. Why are we applying these terms? Oh boy. It just makes things more complex than it has to be. For no reason. For absolutely no reason. I say this about FPGs. These break structures, chachas, like, oh man.
I'd play this forward now. You are seeing we are currently resisting this previous day high, right? So I'm thinking
Simple support and resistance. Simple retests, simple, all of this could be simple. It could be so simple. No fair value gaps, no whatever chachas are, to be honest, okay? Break of structures, like all this other stuff, you literally do not need at all whatsoever. You can literally just look at it with your eyes, draw a little range like she has, and then wait for it to drop, hit it, touch it, come back up, and come back higher past the highs. That's literally it. Like, you literally need no indicators whatsoever. You need none of this. But hey,
and we may drop even further down to possibly this previous day low area. So here we have for sure gotten a change of character. Why? Because we came past this low here. We're making a bunch of lower lows. We got a downtrend going on now. So we could be signaling that change in direction, right? You'll see the change of character, this.
True. Okay. Like, you. Oh my gosh. This is why you don't need smart money concepts. You don't need your value gaps. You literally, like, she literally just has the line drawn, right? The line, the previous day high. As soon as it comes down below the previous day high, you know exactly where price is going to go. You know that the price range consists of this. So when it falls into the gap between PDH and PDL, you understand that price is going to fall into that range. So you know to take a trade into that range. It's very, very, very simple. It's not anything too complex, but adding all these other little indicators on and like all these fair value gaps, these smart money concepts, terms, or whatever it is, like it makes things so much more complex than it needs to be. But let's just see what happens here.
Red dotted line here on smart money concepts. So if you look over, here's the change of character. All right, so we have our change of character on the 1 minute time frame. Third step, we're going to move to the 3 minute or 5 minute, okay? And we're actually going to look for a fair value gap. So all the
Oh my gosh, bro.
these boxes here, these red boxes here, are fair value gaps. And what this means is there's an imbalance in the price, right? So a lot of times price will come back.
Exactly. Just because that there's any little, we're not considering any countermeasures against the U.S. at this point. Just because there's any little, like, look at this, right? Just because there's any little, like, space between these candles right here does not mean that it is fair value gap. Just because it's like that doesn't mean that. Imbalances are truly, like, if you look at orders in the book, right, in level 2 depth of data, if you look at orders in the book and you see the imbalances happening between price, like the ask and the bid and everything like that, like you can see the imbalance in price. But just because this happens right here, where market's being pushed down like this, which may be institutional, it could very well be institutional, just because that there's like this space in between the price does not mean that there is an imbalance. But imbalance is the right term for sure. For you know, whenever it does happen. So take that with however you will. Like, I mean, see these right here, these definitely could be imbalances here. When price just shoots up like this, but if price is still moving like this downwards and it's just like continuously moving, it doesn't always mean that there's going to be an imbalance. It may still be some sort of institutional trading, but then again, that's not something that you can really discern unless if you really have like level 2 depth of data book mapping. So, oh boy, let's go.
To these boxes to fill that price gap where it moved too quickly downward or too quickly upward. And it's just 3 candlesticks in a row. So I do have a more in-depth video going on fair value gaps on the channel down below or up above. But if we were to create this fair value gap, let's say this bullish one here, you'll see we have this wick.
Best fair value gap trading strategy, FVG ICT 12x results is a crazy title, bro. You know, it really makes me wonder if people are really doing this for a passion of trading or a passion of YouTube, because the results that you generate when you put FEGICT in your title is something crazy, and I guarantee you that video has a lot of views. And I mean, I don't know. The results that you produce with that is kind of insane. But then again, like I don't trade FEG, I don't trade ICT, I don't trade any of that stuff, so there's no point in putting that in my title. I try to make my titles not as clickbaity, but at least put keywords in there that, you know, get clicks. But, you know, for people who trade, something that I don't understand is like, who really knows if these people who really trade these concepts in their models when they typically trade, because it's very complex. So it's like to be having to sit all day throughout the day on the charts and look for these concepts is a pretty hard thing to do, and to implement that in your trading every day is pretty hard. To find little, you know, little confluences, all these little confluences in your trading. But that's why I say, who really knows if these people really trade it, and they're you know, because trading YouTube could be just a little side passion, but you know, trading should be your main passion. For me, at least it is. For me, trading is my main passion. Doing YouTube on the side is cool and all, you know. I wouldn't lie when I say it would eventually be my second, you know, revenue stream, but you know, people sometimes it's really hard to discern whether trading is a main passion for people or YouTube is, because of the way that they title things, and I don't know. It is what it is.
And we have this bottom wick, and that creates that bullish fair value gap. So you're just choosing 3 candlesticks. You'll see a gap in between them, and that's your fair value gap. Now, we're not looking at the 1 minute fair value gaps. Why? Because a lot of times they'll stop you out. They can be invalidated. It's just too short of a time frame. But we are going to move to the 3 minute or 5 minute, and we're going to look.
See, I like that because, and look, this right here is very, very, very subjective. Like, why can't this fair value gap right here be longer, and then it taps into it, and then you take a trade upwards? Because at this point, you know, price is going down, so it's very bearish, right? We know that for sure. It's coming down PDH. But why couldn't this one stretch far enough out to then take a trade to the upside? You're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna take the trade to the upside, but wait, I'm bearish. But wait, I'm bullish at the same time, because we're tapping this and we're bottom taking. But wait, we're also like, you see how it could be very, very confusing. This is what I don't understand. Like, we need to keep things very simple. We need to keep things very concise. I don't know. But I do like that she is switching to a higher time frame from a lower time frame to eliminate noise. I do like that for sure, but
it's just too short of a time frame. But we are going to move to the 3 minute or 5 minute, and we're going to look for fair value gaps there. So you'll see we have 2 already on the 3 minute time frame. We might even formed a 5 minute fair value gap. Not quite yet, but this could be the candle, right? So you do need to wait for candle closes, but here's your 3 minute fair value gap, right? So next 4th step here, we are drawing our Fibonacci. Because this is a short play,
I'm not going to hate on Fibonacci, because it might actually be helpful in some use cases, but applying Fibonacci with fair value gaps, PDHs, PDLs, SMC concepts with Chachas and BOSs, I mean, come on, dude. Like, look at all the stuff that she has on her screen. No hate. Seriously, no hate. But look at all the stuff that she has on her screen right now. I mean, bro. Let's just keep the video going. But like I said, I'm not gonna hate on Fibonacci's, because Fibonacci's are actually helpful in some use cases. whether that be like risk to reward planning, or you know, seeing how far back a candle has pulled back um, to certain spots, you know, things like that. So let's just keep the video going and see what happens here.
We are drawing our Fibonacci from the bottom of this to the top of this, and we are looking for entry at one of these fib levels. So unfortunately with this, our 0.618 probably lines up the best here. So our 0.618, we got this nice 3-minute fair value gap. It could just come up and hit this 0.786 level and then come back down to our take profit price. Here's the 0.618. So we'll play this forward and see how it goes.
Cryptocurrencies are digital currencies that offer a peer-to-peer payment system that is independent of a...
Like that shows a crypto ad.
So you'll see it did only come up to our 0.786 level before coming down to our take profit levels here at 1.618, 1.272. Those are the take profit levels I'm usually and see how it goes. Level before coming down to our take profit levels here at 1.618, 1.
Wait. What happened?
So we'll play this forward and see how it goes. So you'll see it.
See, okay. It's very simple here. What I see is very bearish action, okay? As soon as we start coming down, you see the bearish action forming. All right, you know that price is coming down. You can see it. All right. Now, for anyone who had this fair value gap right here marked out and thought price was going to go back up because it was touching the fair value gap, was completely wiped out and completely wrong. The bearish structure, which you could see, it was coming down. The price was coming down. And of course, I don't know the overall structure previous to that, like right here. So I couldn't tell if like it was just a minor pullback and then it started coming back up to make a higher high. I can't really tell. But you can tell price was coming down. So yeah, anyone who had their stop loss placed right there just got completely wiped out, thinking that price was going to come back up out of the fair value gap.
It did only come up to our 0.786 level before coming down to our take profit levels here at 1.618, 1.272. Those are the take profit levels I'm usually looking at. Sure, could you look lower here? Yes, you certainly could. You could look to this 2 level or this 2.272 level. Okay.
See, and that's what I was saying. Like, people sometimes have it for like different risk to rewards or take profits or like whatever different levels. I've never heard of very certain levels for take profits, but I guess everybody's different, so yeah.
Okay, so this could have been a whole play by itself. Okay, so you would have been in and out of that trade had you entered at the 0.786, came all the way down to your 1.618, and you would have been in and out within before even really market open. So this would have been a before market open play. So that's from 8:24 to around 8:33. Okay, so 10-minute play there. Let's look at another trade here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, play this forward a bit. Okay, so this was the trade I took. Okay, so like I said, I was looking at this previous day high. I'm like, I bet it's going to come up and retest this previous day high. And what's funny about it is, on the 5-minute time frame, we actually have, I'll just select this bar to play it back here, but we have this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. So this is why you can look at the 3-minute or 5-minute bearish fair value gaps. If that's too complicated for you, just look at the 5-minute time frame to keep it.
Okay, this is just what I was just saying. This totally just proves the point of the entire title being clickbait. Like I just said, I literally just said this, and she just proved it with what she just said. If this is too complicated for you, in the title it literally says stupid, simple, and proven. Stupid simple means like barely no indicators. Like, I mean, barely no indicators. It's a very discretionally easy to the eye, like to the eye and the brain to understand. It's very something very easy to take in and understand even as a beginner trader. That's something you can look at and understand right away. But when we're going in, we're talking about all these different concepts and all these different terms. Like we have FVGs. FVG is from ICT. We have Chachas and BOSs, which is from SMC. Like all these terms reused from pit era, like not reused, but like turned into different terms from the pit era. Like, and then we get videos like these where people are talking about like she just said, is it if it's too complicated for you, if it's too complicating for you, then do this. But the whole point of the video is this 1 minute scalping strategy works every day, stupid, simple, and proven. So really just take that in with a grain of salt. This right now, like even to me, I'm looking at this and this is not stupid simple. This is stupidly hard to me. To grasp all these concepts every day, and let's just see what happens.
Bit simple, okay? So we formed this nice bearish 5-minute bearish fair value gap here. And we have our previous day high level lining up with the areas. We were looking at a short here, top to bottom. You'll see our 0.382 now. We're just moving our fib along, okay? You can do this throughout the day. We're dragging this from the swing low to the swing high because we're looking for the short position. So you'll see our 0.382, we have a couple of confluences going on. We have
Dude. Bro, seriously, who's looking at this and being like, this is stupidly simple? Even, okay, no hate, no shade. Of course, like, everybody makes their money in different ways, What I have a problem with is the fact that it says stupid is simple. And then you contradict everything by putting all of these lines on the chart. Like, I guess, like I said, people trade differently. Everybody makes money in different ways. Maybe she makes money doing this, and that's, it's cool. But let's not tell people that something is very stupidly simple and lead them into this. Okay, there's like all these different levels on a fib with different concepts and terms like SMC, ICT, fair value gaps. There's like all these like little, this is probably a moving average on the chart. PDHs, PDLs. Even I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the, like this is stupidly hard. Like I know these concepts, but because like obviously I fell into the trap of trading them a while ago, but I still look at this and think, wow, this is not stupidly simple at all. This is like the complete opposite.
A previous day high, which could lead to resistance around that, along with a 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Not only that, this isn't necessarily a step, but I love looking at divergences. If you don't know what a divergence is, I do have a RSI video explaining those.
Divergences are a real thing. Divergences really do happen. The RSI is a real indicator too, but like I said, that's like how many different indicators? I mean, but divergences are a real thing. The RSI is a real thing too. the more confluences that you add, the more or less this is likely to take a trade, because you do filter out your results by a lot. Unless if you are on the lower time frames, of course, but the higher the time frame that you go, it filters out less noise. So the higher time frames are already a filter as it is, but using different confluences with your trading as filters, like let's just say for me, for example, right? I trade something very stupidly simple. The orb, okay? I have not but 2 indicators on my screen that I barely even use as confluences. And but if I were to actually use them as confluences in my trading, it would filter out my results, which would in turn give me less trades. And that's something that I know off the top of my head that it would do, of course, but usually if you're looking at a statistic-based result, you'd want to know, well, okay, what different ratios work here if I'm using a static mechanical system, which I recommend to everybody, of course. What ratios I should use here, what different kind of risk amounts should I use for this system. What I mean, the questions go on, but it's all used for statistical data that is then in turn generated whenever you do this. You do these backtested data results. You do this backtesting and whatever. But I just think that doing something very, very complex like that, like, of course, being on a very low time frame, you're not going to get any, like, you're going to get a lot of trades, of course, but if you were to go up to the 5-minute time frame, like, I guarantee you would probably get, like, 1 trade every couple days. That's just the way that it works. I mean, unless if, you do a trade every session, but I'm not gonna lie, I just forgot that that she's using this on crypto. Yo, like, this is on crypto. All of these indicators is on crypto. Jeez, man. I just, I don't know. Man, I just think that, like, I hit a point in my lifetime that I think trading is the easiest that it's ever been for me right now. I don't need any of that other complicated stuff. Like, literally, all I do every day is I just mark out the high and low of one candle, and then I wait for price to break above it and retest the high and take a trade. Retest the high or low based on whatever side that it broke out on and closed outside of, but that's literally all I do. And of course it's not a system without backtested data, like statistical results. That's why, of course, you have a team where you backtest yourself and understand the results behind whatever you're trading. But it really shouldn't take any much more. Like, it should not take much more than that. It really shouldn't. Once you learn to use simplicity into trading, you will find a new balance Yeah, you know who it is. See what we got going on in the markets today. Looks like we are going to be bullish today. We have 29 minutes until market open. Let's just see what we're working with today.
Peach pie.
Oh man, that's hilarious. What is this?
The month of August, you guys need to listen up because notoriously August is the worst performing month for the S&P 500 over the last decade. And from my experience being in the market for 9 years, August is very difficult. So listen up, be smart this week. We do have some high impact news events to speak about. First, Monday, August 4th, we are not going to be trading August 4th. No news events in August on a Monday. Faded. Notoriously, the market loves to seek and destroy beginning of the week. Get a lot of you guys chopped up and out of the market early. Tuesday, August 5th will be a trading day. ICN Services PMI. Red folder event. Should get some decent movement. Wednesday, August 6th will be a normal trading day. Thursday, August 7th. Again, unemployment claims coming out. High impact news event. That'll also be a normal trading day. And then Friday, August 8th, I will also be trading. Now, August. You guys should probably size down. The S&P 500, notoriously, like I said, does not perform well in August, and from my experience, it's been very difficult and choppy to trade. I don't think anything compares to May 2025 price action yet, but just know, notoriously, this is a difficult month to navigate, so you should be sized down. If you're planning to trade,
We'll see if that actually happens here. We will see.